So, 2025 is officially over. By the time you guys are seeing this, it's probably 2026, so Happy New Year, everyone. Just like last year, here is a compilation of every single video that I made this year, and I hope you guys enjoy. Before that though, thank you all so much. 720 subscribers is crazy. Oh, and also, no, I don't have a disease. I just hide my ugly face. That's why I have a mask. All of you are asking this question. I'm not sick. Hopefully. Anyways, I'll see you guys in 2026. So, enjoy and peace. So I had to start recording because League of Legends is cooking. Not long ago I reviewed Arcane, which is amazing. It's amazing. I still can't stop thinking about it. It's been like a month now. But what they just released, I just reacted to it like 3 minutes ago, is mind-blowing. And Riot may be cooking after their $250 fail. Which, yeah, they will repeat again. But at least, look at this trailer. For a second I thought that this was the new trailer for another League of Legends show. Because look at this. The music is amazing, the animation is amazing, the choreography. Holy sh**. Now, one problem I have is really just a personal problem. I don't like Noxus that much. I'm more of an Ionia type of person. But after seeing this trailer, I don't care which show we are getting anymore. Because if all of these are like this will change the world of animation. I was, really into animation a couple of years ago. I stopped because it's insanely hard. This will just raise the bar even more, but I don't care because as the viewer, this is amazing. Since, Arcane finished, the future shows will be about League of Legends characters, others, not Jinx and Vi. So, Arcane fans who always want to see Jinx in League of Legends cinematics, it's time that you finally expand your lore knowledge, because this will be amazing. Basically, we see Mel again. She left for Noxus, and now here she is, bro. Then we see a figure who we don't know, which in the end it turns out to be Katarina. Then we see Elise, I think. That's Elise, yeah. Big fucking spider, that's definitely Elise. Then we see a random guy. I don't know who that is. We then see Darius and Trundle. But like, isn't Trundle like Freljord? If I pronounce that correctly, which is another region. We are already seeing that. That is crazy, and I'm all there for it. Then towards the end, we see Vladimir and LeBlanc, which means this is how the characters will look probably in the next show. I'm all there for it, bro. Look at this. This is incredible. But anyway, I just had to quickly just sit down and start recording because I'm not joking when I say this. I want to play League after this trailer. Also, I have a few things that I want to mention that I want to see, and you guys can comment too. The first thing is seeing Mel as a champion, like a supporter or something, because her powers seem pretty cool. We got a Victor rework that is pretty cool, but it's not a new champion. Next up are the skins. Like this Katarina skin, I would use that. That looks pretty cool. Now the next thing on my list is I hope this is what the next show will look like. After Noxus, we'll probably have one of the two or the Freljord, because we see Trundle already. Just a guess, but I wouldn't be mad. And then number 3, the LeBlanc rework, because we see she's getting a new look. So if she got new abilities, or at least just, a bit of a fixing, because the in-game model looks a bit weird right now, that would be dope. Now, I'm not a big Pro League player, so I'm not going to say any like item changes or something, because I don't know too many things. So, before any like Pro League player attacks me, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've been getting cooked these days. I'm not responding anymore because I respond like why I don't get a response. If yours makes sense, I will respond, of course, respectfully. But when I see this, what do I respond? It's literally a kid. So anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. In all games, the most powerful weapons do the most absurd things that you can imagine. And while Minecraft is the most simple game, it is not excluded. While in vanilla, its limits can be reached through code and sheer will, these can be upgraded much more. And that's exactly what Hypixel Skyblock made. A game that takes Minecraft's classic game mode and turns it into something much more. Now, obtaining this sword isn't an easy task. Skyblock has multiple regions to explore, but the most popular one and the most fun is the Catacombs, where you have to fight the undead, and after clearing rooms and puzzles, seeing bigger and stronger bosses. Dungeons has 7 floors, of course 7 being the highest, and that's where you can obtain the one and only Hyperion. The Hyperion at first doesn't seem very special. It has good bait stats, good damage, good strength, but what's so special about it? If you can endure more excruciating runs, on the same level you can also unlock scrolls. There are a total of 3 scrolls in the game, each granting a powerful ability to the sword. To put it simply, these are Teleport, Shield, Explosion, or well, Implosion. Now even though when you apply a scroll to it, it doesn't seem too special. There's a big cooldown, a lot of mana usage. What is this sword even good for? Well, it has one tiny little secret that the game doesn't really tell you. When all 3 scrolls are applied, it becomes 1, Wither Impact. Teleport 10 blocks ahead of you, then implode, dealing 10,000 damage to nearby enemies. Also applies the Wither Shield scroll ability, reducing damage taken and granting an absorption shield for 5 seconds, at a cost of 300 mana. Here comes the reason why this is broken. It has no cooldown. Also, I think that 10,000 damage is completely bugged and it actually deals... Now with a sword like this and a ton of mana, which you can obtain from armor, accessories, pets, in the end you can become Oppenheimer himself.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Now when I said all of this dramatic at the beginning of the video, yeah, you don't have to do all that. These items are sellable on the auction house and on the bazaar, so you just have to punch stuff. In 2020, every Skyblock player's wet dream was obtaining this sword. And it was ours too. So there, in December 2020, me and my friend decided to set out on a journey to obtain this sword. Now in this journey we did a ton of things. We farmed, mined, did slayers, tried to gamble, did dungeon runs, streams, dragons, almost everything that the game had to offer. Now we did have a ton of roadblocks, vipes, bans, rats, and much more. In the end, with almost 4 restarts, in 2023 we finally achieved this goal. Until I got bored. And then I sold it to this beautiful businessman and I bought myself the most powerful bow in the game. Now at this point, every Skyblock player was dreaming about this bow. But I mean, come on. I basically set myself back for hundreds of hours. And so this Christmas, I finally came back to the game again, brought 2 of my closest friends, and we set out on a journey. The journey of course started where this all began. Dungeons. We did tens or even hundreds of runs only to not get anything. At this point we were desperate. We needed money, so it was either all or nothing. Thankfully my friends are really social people. They made their way into the hub and they started lowballing. We then opened a Discord server where we can carry and lowball. The grind has officially begun. Now since I'm not a very social person, nor am I good at negotiating, I did the one thing that I am good at. Grind for hours. It was either this or studying, and you know which one I picked. Now even after all this time, we still didn't have enough money, even put together, so I decided to step in. Since school was about to start again and I had a family to spend time with, I can't grind all day, and nor can they. So I decided to do an official stupid move. Basically sell everything that was very valuable. I sold my dear Ender Dragon pet, an Ender relic worth hundreds of millions of coins, my farming gear, my mining gear, and other pets that I didn't need anymore. Yes, we were very desperate for coins. In the end, after a couple of donations and multiple nice words, I finally managed to buy my sword back.
De azt azért már csak kipróbálhatom akkor.
Pang! Már egyszer kipróbáltad. Egy csillag, 2 csillag, 3 csillag, 4 csillag, 5 csillag. Na látod, ezért nem szabad eladni az essenceket. Now while I'm making this video very dramatic, there are some players who basically just started the game and they already have the sword. They probably didn't struggle nearly as much as we did. And sometimes I think about, what am I doing wrong, man? But in the end, comparison is the thief of joy. The question is, was it all worth it? All the sacrifices, all the grinding, Was it all worthwhile? Yeah, I think so. This is my friend Dancy. He goes to the gym, he makes money, he gets good grades, he's doing relatively good on social media, and he's taken. This is my other friend, Patrick. He doesn't have a girlfriend, not that I know of, but is very social and funny. He makes money too, he gets insanely good grades, and he's in a cadet program, which is basically a mini military. He doesn't need no gym. And then here is me. Eats junk food and doesn't exercise, good combo, might I add. Is broke, gets disastrous grades, no friends or girlfriend, lazy as hell, and what most of you would call useless to society. Yeah, I'm the whole package. And here's the thing, while the difference between us is massive, at the end of the day we all do the same thing. Play together. That means that we are the same, yet the things we do are unimaginably different. And compared to them, I am a failure. And I know that this may be the early life crisis talking. Wow, having a crisis at this point in my life, I did not expect. Now, I want to be as down to earth and real as possible. There are some improvement videos on YouTube that are completely either false, they're a miracle, or they are just not realistic. Now, I'm the most average person you will ever see. I don't have any talents, I'm not a genius, I'm not good at games, I'm not some chosen one athlete, and nor am I lucky. So I want to do something that a lot of people may find useful, and that's being relatable. I want to challenge myself for 90 days to improve on myself. Mostly 5 or 6 different categories, I will list them later, and who knows, if it goes well, maybe I can even extend the 90 days to 120, 150, or even 365 days. Some of these problems that I listed have very easy fixes. Some take a bit more time, but they are fixable as well. I want to point out that the junk food I put there because I am quite skinny. I have a bad appetite and fast metabolism. So unless I eat like 4,000 calories a day, I'm basically disappearing. Junk food has a ton of calories in them and some other things, but hey, I need the fast calories. Next up is exercising. Nancy goes to the gym and Patrick is in a cadet program. Now where I live, I don't think there is a cadet program, or if there is, I won't be uploading anymore. And since I don't make money, I can't even pay for a gym. So to fix that, I will do what I do best. Body weight. Here at home, we got a mat and a floor. Wow. Now of course, they won't get me shredded. Don't expect this kind of transformation, but they will help me at least. And while the improvements won't be that much, oh, sorry. A little bit of cough. How I look now, you don't see it, but I look like a skeleton from Minecraft, or like fiddlesticks, without the fiddle part, just sticks. Next up is being broke. I can't really fix that at this point. Dropshipping, everybody does it at this point. YouTube, as you can see, isn't really working out, and I can't really work a job right now. So that may take some time to fix. Another one is disastrous grades. There is an easy fix to that. Study more, read more books, just overall not doom scrolling. And even though the two things, they don't really match, because somebody can study and then after that doom scroll. I forget the study part. No friends or girlfriend. You see, I'm a very antisocial person. I hate talking to people, and that's not because I hate the people, it's because I am insanely awkward. If I'm not comfortable somewhere, I don't talk to anyone. And if I get too comfortable, I'm just annoying. Next up is being ugly. Now I do have some pretty bad like acne scars and I don't know why. I tried everything. A lot of people like use ice, this ice roller, or dip their face into ice every morning. I don't really have time for that or the money to buy that ice roller. So I'm just going to use my environment, and that is... And almost the last thing is lazy as hell. And the fix to laziness is discipline. Oh my days, how many times I've heard that. I do not have any discipline at all. This is why this will make an entertaining video. The struggle will be real. And another thing that I didn't put in this list is sleep. I usually wake up at around 7:30 for school, which is already pretty late, and still I get like 5 hours of sleep. If you do the math, that is an insanely bad sleeping schedule. I wanted to do a video about this, but it's this. This device keeps me awake, full of Instagram reels, even past midnight. And not just once or twice or on the weekends, every single night. And that's it. I will start the day after recording this video. Today is February 10th, so tomorrow I will be starting the 90-day challenge. Do not worry, I will still be uploading videos. That doesn't change at all. I'm trying to be more productive, less TikToks. I will post a day 30, day 60, and then of course the final day 90 results. When you see this video, it's gonna be probably the end of February, so at this point I am pretty far into the challenge. Anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with this journey, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. My Counter-Strike career has ended a long time ago. I'm still getting comments on how I burned down the house, that I burned the food, that I cooked in a microwave. That's actually funny. And I was done. Until one guy commented, M4 or AVP? Huh. So I haven't touched this game since September. I'm not sure if all skins are here, but I'll try my best. Also, some of y'all were asking where is F tier, here it is. So first up is Worm God, and am I the only one who doesn't like this skin? I don't know about y'all, but the colors are like my diarrhea after I ate just salad. The snake camo. This is just... I mean, you can get some good builds with this, but like the previous videos, builds don't really count. So this is going into F. Next up is Phobos. This looks a bit better. It's not my favorite. This skin looks like an old Halo game. It's not really my style, but I can get why people would choose this. Next up is Pit Viper. This skin isn't really the best. It is a budget skin as well. It is a purple. Honestly, I think it's going into a D tier because it's a budget skin, and for that, it's alright. Next up is Capillary. We used to go on Skin Ape. I don't know if y'all remember that app. This was in 2022. We used to redeem this because it was good for its price on Steam and on the app. It's going into a C. Next up is Sun in Leo, and for its price, I don't think it's worth it. It is pattern based. Oh, Jesus. It's going into low D tier. Next up is Mortis. That's right. This was a pink budget skin. For its price, it's alright. I wasn't really a Mortis fan, I was more of an Aphoris because there are two types of people. It's basically the Pokemon Red and Blue. This goes into a C. I was not really a fan of it. Next up is Aphoris. I just talked about it. This goes into a B. I've been using it for a while now. I just absolutely love the colors. Next up is the Black Nile, and I think this is a very interesting skin. So the higher the wear, the more brown it is. It's going into a C tier, which may upset some people. Next up is Op Paw. It has a bunch of animals on it, and I really like this. It's a shame that the scope and the mag and stuff aren't colored. The pattern is really cool, and there are a couple of rare patterns with this golden cat and the stoner cat. It goes into low B. Next up is the Op Lightning Strike. This is, I think, the oldest Op skin. That's why it is so simple. It just looks like a low resolution image was put on there. Like this. Boom. Done. So basically around mid C. Next up is the Op Graphite. This is an old skin as well. It is in the Bravo case, and it's not really the best. It's kind of in the situation with the Lightning Strike, but this is just black. So I'm just going to put this in a low C. Next up is the Pink DD Pat. This is just a weird skin. I'm not a big fan of the DD Pats at all, so I'm going to put this in a low D. Next up is Dragon Lore. I'm not gonna be a writer, but I believe this is one of the first skins to have a textured scope, and it just looks good. I just love the colors. I love orange and yellow together in general. I love dragons. If I had the money for it, I would absolutely cop this. This is an S tier. Next up is CMYK, an actually underrated skin. It is in the graphic collection which came out not too long ago, and this skin is good but also a mess. Since not too many people are choosing this in the armory, it is quite expensive. This will go into a mid B. Next up is the Prince. I have not seen this skin often. I really like the gold colors and the red. This is honestly a good skin, and I really like this. I think I'm going to stop including the price too much. This goes into a high B. Next up is the Silk Tiger, and I'm not a big fan of this one. It looks like a Smurf ice cream. I don't know if y'all even know what it is. The ice cream is good, but the skin isn't really my thing. Next up is Containment Breach, one of my favorite skins. I absolutely love this. It's like toxic waste. I mean, literally, that's what it's about. Also, why is bro staring into my soul? This is going to a high A. Next up is the Pop Op, and I think there was a skin for the M4A1S that is the exact same. And personally, I don't like this. And next up is the Chrome Cannon. Holy shit. Everything about this skin is just good. It looks like a sunset in a skin. Oh, and also Chrome, so Chapter 3, Season 4, I guess. But that sucked. And this skin is too good for that season. Next up is Boom! This is pattern based. It is very simple. It's like a comic book. I'm just going to get this out of the way. It goes into a mid, like C. Next up is Medusa. Higher the float, greener it is, and I like green. It's sad that it's cut off from the scope and the mag. Again, this is quite an old skin. This is going into low B. Next up is the Hyper Beast. And this is what I mean when connecting the scope and mag to the weapon design. This is gorgeous. I think it could use a little bit more color on the barrel, but overall it's a very good skin. Next up is Chromatic Aberration. It looks like I gotta wear like 3D glasses to see this skin. It looks like a failed print stream. It's just not really my thing. Next up is the Redline, and it's a clean skin overall. It looks like a sports car. Next up is Electric Hive. Just looks like a safety net, but it's not good. Next up is the Gungnir, and this is a blue dragon lore. This skin is beautiful. This is going to an S as well. Next up is Cordyceara. I don't know. This looks like a coloring book. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really like this. It's an old skin, so maybe that's why. Next up is the Wildfire. This skin is fire. Let him cook. This is apparently fire that I caused to the houses of multiple people. Sorry, I guess. And for that reason, this is going into a high A. Next up is the Op Fade. Fade? Grade? A. Next up is Neo Noir. And honestly, the color scheme for every single Neo Noir is amazing. The fact that this hand curves with the grip. This skin kind of looks like the AVP version of the Vulcan, but with women. This is also going into a high A. Next up is the Exoskeleton. This is a very spooky skin. Looks like the dungeon from Terraria. This skin used to be a budget skin as well, next to the Capillary. This isn't really the best skin. This goes maybe like below Lightning Strike. Next up is the Krakow. This looks like a girlish anime. What is written? Germ free? That is crazy. I don't really know what to think of this. I mean, it sure is pink. It's probably going into a high C. Next up is Duality. This is a really good skin. This skin wasn't supposed to exist as before. It was called Doodlelore, and in the end it contained copyrighted material, so they had to change it. It is quite cheap as well, but this is going into a high B. Next up is Fever Dream, and this was our budget Chromatic Aberration, but now it is quite expensive. Honestly, this skin is just simple. This goes above the Krakow. Next one is Acheron. Again, a bunch of skulls. How does this skin even exist in China? I don't know if this is like pattern based, but I mean, it's literally the same thing. So this goes into a lower C. Next up is Asimov, and I think on the op is the best. On the AK, something is missing, but here it is magnificent. Probably going to low S. Next up is Desert Hydra. Another just amazing skin, but I don't really prefer this, even though this is very detailed as well. This for some reason isn't hitting the spot for me, which is weird because they are very similar, but I just can't really get myself to like something. This is going into high B. Next up we got the Safari Mesh. Oh man, this is instant F. I'm not a Safari Mesh hater, but on the op it looks horrendous. The Man of War is a weird skin. It's not available in factory new, and it's still scratched, so you are forced to play with a scratched Man of War, which really pisses me off. The design is really what's holding this together, but the gold and the blue just fit together so well. This goes maybe into a low B. Next one is the Elite build. such a simple skin, so many good builds with it, and it's not bad, it's not over the top, it doesn't have a special design, it's just overall clean, maybe a high C. And as you can see, I'm starting to run out of things to say for these skins. I just say if it's good or bad, since my brain is fried. And now the last one, the Onitaji, if I'm saying that correctly.
鬼退治
This skin is actually pretty good, and dude, the scope is insane. I really like this skin, and I think it deserves a high B. And that's really about it. Now I will be making a few changes. The skins for this weapon overall is a 9 out of 10, since there are barely any skins in D or F, and that's just my opinion. Some people may hate some of these skins here, but maybe some of them could like it. And yeah, I think that is it. So anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to comment below what you think should be changed respectfully, because if you comment this, I do not know which skin you like. If you want to discuss some skins, join the Discord, we can talk about it there. So anyways, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. This is it. So around 3 months ago, I started to challenge for 90 days. I tried improving myself in a lot of categories. Some I've cut out because it just wasn't really needed. Some I could absolutely complete. Some I had a little bit of challenge. This video is basically the results of if actually starting this to improve yourself, is it possible even for a below average person like me? So the categories were exercising more, not being broke, getting better grades in school, being more social, not being ugly, not being lazy, and sleeping more. In the first video, I also compared myself to two of my friends who had all of these pretty much done. And so on that note, I started this challenge on February 11th. I recorded the video on February 10th, posted the video on March 4th, Jesus, and now the challenge has ended on May 11th. However, during this challenge, I've had a lot of things happen in life. Do not worry, I didn't forget about any of y'all who supported me, who joined the challenge, that the challenge existed. I didn't forget, it's just there were a lot of things going on. Because of that, I uploaded one video since. This means that in 90 days, I posted 2 videos. We gotta improve on that, guys. I mean, it's really just my job to upload, so this video will not be that edited. I just want this to be a chill video with no flashy cuts. I just want to speak. Today is May 18th. So 7 days, exactly a week after the challenge ended. Since I didn't post a day 30, day 60 update, because it already took 30 days just to announce the challenge, I did record 2 videos, of course, for the day 30 and day 60 updates. But looking back, I'm not gonna use them. Except with this challenge finished mindset, I will talk about this journey from day 1. And let's just get into it. You will see that this video will be cut up into sections. You can scroll to wherever you would like. So the first week of the challenge was bad. I started the challenge and the first day went well. You know, this fresh new mindset with fresh new goals, habits, schedule even, and it went well. The next day, February 12th, and so on until February 19th was horrible. It's like my mind literally just switched up, and the challenge was not improve yourself, it was to devolve and to rot in your chair playing Skyblock. I don't know what happened. It was pathetic to see me like that. I turned on the camera because I wanted to record a new video, and yet it's not gonna be posted because it sucks. But anyway, that's not the point. I looked at myself in the camera here on Streamlabs, and holy shit, I turned on a camera and I didn't want to record. Maybe that's why I'm not uploading that video. Because 1, my mood is shit and I look shit. And I just feel like a disgrace for not doing the challenge that I promised many people. And I recorded a video, so there's no going back. So the first 2 weeks were tough.
they were very tough. On February 20th, I realized, what the f am I doing? I'm trying to farm a Warden Heart in Skyblock, which is insanely rare item, and I'm playing hours and hours every single day. What? This is literally the opposite of the challenge that I'm trying to do. What am I doing? So, big wake-up call. This is not going to work out. 1, I'm not editing videos. 2, I'm spending hours on a video game. So I stopped for a little bit. I of course still played Skyblock. Don't get me wrong. We've had a whole Discord server that I mentioned in a previous video. I had to maintain that, and to maintain Skyblock Discord, you gotta play Skyblock. But I reduced my daily playtime, and I started with the most important thing, studying. January and February were the worst months for me in grades. We have an app for school where you can see your grades, and there is a graph of your average grades that you get in that month. This was that graph. I just had to lock in. So around the end of February, around February, let's say from 22nd all the way to March, I studied. There were tests, and guess what? I did shit on them. How? Didn't you say you studied? I did. And it kept going like that. I finally posted the challenge announcement video on March 4th, and from there on, I felt a little bit more motivation. I told y'all in the previous video that motivation is shit. If you depend on it, that's not good. But if it's there and you have discipline, that's just good. And so the next day I got a lot of, just really good comments. People joined the Discord. Everybody is supporting each other. This was so good to see. Now back to the studying part. I never studied in my life, ever. But this year is so freakishly difficult for some reason that I just have to sit down and study. But since I never did it in my life, what method do I use? Do I look it up on TikTok? Do I go on Instagram? Do I invent a new one? Do I ask someone? What do I do? Now, good old-fashioned me, I just tried doing it on my own. And it worked, but it could have happened earlier. At the start of March, my grades were still shit. But I noticed a few differences. Then tests were rolling in around middle of March, and my results were good. And until the end of March, I realized that, damn, it doesn't matter how you study, just study, and you will get results. It's like playing a video game. You're shit at it at first, and of course, a method of training does help. But if you just keep playing more casually, you will get better at it. And this is the exact same thing that happened with me with studying. And so I closed March with the best grades this year. But of course, it would be too good to be true if everything was going well. Exercising was almost non-existent. Laziness still sometimes kicked in, because after I posted that video, I studied, sure, but anything else? After studying, I just watched YouTube, and that's all I did. That's why the next video took 1.5 months to upload, and even now. Sleep was, well, of course, going better. Studying is tiring as fuck. I'm physically tired when I study. Now, at this point, I realized the first 30 days that getting rich at this point is impossible. So I cut that category out, and that's it. So I'm going to call the first 30 days the studying days. Next up is the next 30 days, so 60 days in total. Now, at around middle of March, I noticed that my friends were posting dumps on Instagram. But I realized maybe I should do this too. They post their best pictures in that month. That's called a dump. And I realized that, wow, so many things happen that you don't take pictures of. Now, I'm not trying to say that you should take a picture of literally everything.
Are you gonna take it?
Sometimes I don't. If I like a moment, I don't like to have the distraction of the camera.
And I realized that there were some precious moments that I managed to take pictures of. It's so good looking back at these. I was never the taking pictures guy, because I'm just so awkward in public, and just taking my phone out and making a photo, it feels so awkward with all the people around, and they think like that I'm crazy, or I'm taking a picture of them, and then maybe they think that I'm like a stalker or something. I'm just trying to get a good pic, bro, but that's not even close to reality. Nobody cares. So I dedicated the next 30 days not just to studying. I slowed down, which in turn, of course, caused drops in my grades, but not nearly as bad. I started looking more at enjoying life. And ever since then, every beautiful moment, I just take a picture of it and then post a dump for my friends. And yeah, all the fun I've had this April was insane. Sadly, I didn't use the Discord as much as I wanted to. I made separate channels for it, but I never really updated because I was just so focused on this whole thing and just trying to get a video out. So I'm sorry for all of y'all. I know that around, I think 3 of you started the challenge. I hope everything is going alright. I hope you're watching this video. So let's say the day 60, the second 30 days were mostly about enjoying life, about socializing and just opening your eyes. And so the last 30 days, which ended not too long ago, this was mostly about, how do I say this? Trying out some new things, going back to old things that maybe you used to enjoy. Looking back at what I did before the challenge, what I'm doing now compared to it, fixing some things that I couldn't do in these 90 days and starting it now in the last minute. And really, this was the part that was the most eye-opening for me. You all know the bullshit. Maybe the 90-day challenge was the friends we made along the way. I'm not gonna hit you with that. That's so outrageous. The thing that I noticed is most of these categories are really just not what life is about. And during the last 30 days, I just looked back on friends and how many people I've been rude to. I got friends who asked if I wanted to play with them and I didn't even respond. I was rude to people on the Skyblock Discord that we have. I didn't upload my own members on my own Discord on how my challenge is going or how they are doing. I was an asshole. And that happened so many times during the 90 days. You know, the nonchalant, ghosting everybody and coming back as a big alpha sigma. Hell no. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. When everybody says, I'm going to ghost everybody, and then I'm going to come back as Andrew Tate or Patrick Bateman. Hell no. You're just making things more difficult for yourself. Friends are a good thing, especially those who just want to talk to you. I always said that I have no friends and that I'm gonna be lonely forever, when I had friends under my nose this entire time and I was too ignorant to see them. And of course, Hope Core was needed, because when I watched the anime of that manga back there, I was depressed as fuck, and now I'm making a video about it, so enjoy it in a couple of days. But yeah, I just want to shout out all my friends, all the people. I want to give a big thanks to Dauncey, to Patrick, to 2 of my friends who I will call Moldova and Lolo. I mentioned 2 of them on my channel. You have seen one of them in multiple videos. Moldova, absolutely insane guy. He goes to the gym. He's big. He has the kindest soul that I've seen. Next up is Lolo. He's the funniest guy that I know. He's very social. And even though I'm a dumbass, he still does group projects with me for school. Absolute Chad. There are still many people, but I just can't list them all. This is not an Oscar that I want. Now, will I extend this challenge like I said? Probably. Will I make a video about it? Probably not. I already upload once a month on this platform. If that only video was just another update, that wouldn't be too fun, would it? Hey, a little disclaimer. I absolutely forgot to tell you the details of, the actual results. I just kept yapping in this video, and I know that all of you were expecting, results. So I'm going to quickly speedrun this. So here are the categories that I in the end chose. So first up is exercising more. Like I said, I'm broke. I don't have a gym membership, and I can only do body weight workout. So the start of the challenge, I did not do it at all. In the end, towards the end, yeah, like the last 20 days, I started doing it. Dauncey, the goat himself, sent me this. Yeah, these were the exercises on each day. So hey, I had a workout and everything in the leg day too. And yeah, I'm going to send this into the Discord because he forgot to send it in for almost 3 months now. Next up is getting better grades. Absolutely. It worked. I have a difficulty that I am studying in a country where I don't speak the language that well. So this means that even though I can study for 3 hours, absolutely nothing remains. But yeah, no. The comeback this May
you can see in this graph, was absolutely massive. And even still, I failed in 3 subjects, which means that during the summer, I gotta do exams, which another thing that just slows my video uploading. I'm gonna kill myself. The next up is being more social. Absolutely. At least I tried in real life, that's for sure. I was always afraid of going to stores by myself, which is insane. That's just embarrassing. But nowadays, ever since I started this challenge, I started speaking more. And even though I'm in a country where I don't speak the language, I tried with my classmates and stuff. They were looking at me weirdly because I probably said some bullshit that had like 1,000 grammatical errors. And next up is not being ugly. Oh, you can see my face, but I have shitty acne. And guess what? I tried cold water. I tried face washes. It's like a radio wave. It's kind of like this. Like sometimes it's at an insane peak and I'll look like a strawberry. And sometimes it's actually pretty normal and I finally look like an actual person. Now laziness for me meant you're lazy, you're not doing anything that makes money, which is wrong on many levels. Now I'm going to look back. Was I lazy during this challenge? Yeah, I was. But I mean, come on. Sometimes who isn't? When you do some hard work, you might as well just chill a little bit. So I wouldn't count that as laziness, though there were times where I just didn't want to do anything all day. And I actually was sleeping more. So I usually went to bed at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. sometimes. Now I actually go to bed before midnight. So it's a win in my book. Of course, there were some times where I just stayed up until 1 a.m. once more. But that was either because I was studying or because... well, but yeah, no, before the 90-day challenge, I went to sleep at 1 a.m. almost every other day. But during the challenge, I went to sleep at 1 a.m. around 4 times. And that's pretty good in my book, though I still woke up pretty tired. But yeah, no, I just tried to speed on this real quick because I completely forgot. I was just spewing about the 90-day challenge was the friends we made along the way. So yeah, prepare because it's not gonna be fun all the time. Honestly, if you think that these results that I said were good, you gotta try it out yourself because I didn't put in nearly as much effort as I should have. This means that you can get way better results than me. Oh man, the possibilities are endless and it really just depends on you. The way I did it was not the best, not the most efficient way. So I just apologize. I owe an apology to all of you. But yeah. But now back to May 18th, Danny, because right now it is May 31st. Damn, I gotta upload this video quickly. But yeah, this video is being way too long, so I should probably stop now. So thank you to all these people who supported me. Now I may be streaming on Twitch soon, since I just want to talk to people, talk about the challenge, and just overall make great content and talk to you guys live, finally. And I will see you guys next time. Peace. 7 years have passed since the controversial Darling in the Franxx anime came out. Jesus, time flies. This has definitely become an anime that is widely known on the internet. And if you don't know what it is, let me just show you this. Seems familiar? Yeah. She is probably the reason this show was popular. Anyway, this was my first anime ever, so I may sound biased, but the thing is it's really magical when you just watch it for the fun of it with no prior knowledge. Same goes for the manga, which is even better, but we'll get to that later. If you don't already know, the story takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where teens pilot big robots called Franxx. It's in the title, oh my god! To battle these blue creatures called Klaxosaurs. Franxx require a male and female chromosome to work and have a very weird way of operating. Now these kids don't know anything about the outside world other than fighting and what they're told, so... North Korea base. The show follows Squad 13 and our 2 protagonists who later join the squad. Hero, a boy who is unable to pilot the Franxx, and 02, a girl who is also a Klaxosaur and is always alone because she doesn't have a partner.
they just die because she's too hot. At this point, you may call this an Evangelion copy, which, I mean, I understand, but be for real. In today's world, what isn't a copy of something? Anyways, this is the shortest explanation of the plot that I can give without this video becoming a bedtime story. So, I'm not good at going very deeply into a story, finding its meaning, symbolism, etc. like probably most people. I watch a show for the fun of it and not to do homework, and that's what I'm basing this video on. Now, even I can see that it has questionable character development and world building. It wasn't going to be anime of the year, of course, but it started out hella good. The music, sound effects and animation, they are absolutely up to date. Even 7 years later, I think they are still one of the best. Next to Arcane, Darling the Franxx is the definition of music making a scene much better. Some scenes the music is alright, but on most the music gives me chills. So yeah, no, 7 years and it could still compete if it had a better story. The show has 24 episodes and sadly after episode
19,
it all went down from there. Like how? How do you mess up a show this good this badly? Like let's say our protagonists, they had a ton of character development at the start of the show and then after that it's just repetitive. And the other characters are, they get a bit of scenes here and there, but nothing too big, only until around the end. The world building has massive issues too, but long story short, they answer the fans' questions in unsatisfying ways. And there are plot holes just straight up not answered. Even after all these things though, the anime was still going to be one of the best, right? Well, what made it go from hero to zero was really just its ending. You see, if it compared to the manga, which is very good, it seems like they only made enough storytelling for 15 episodes. Yet, they made 24. And they pulled a Fortnite. Running out of ideas? No problem. Quickly make something for 9 more episodes and air them. But how they f***ed up so badly is crazy. No build-up or foreshadowing either. Just like that. Aliens, then space, then Tower of Friendship, then Big Mommy Robot. And you can imagine how people reacted.
The ever-loving We've literally been through the 5 stages of grief with this show. I was laughing my ass off.
Everybody was laughing their asses off. And here's the thing, I didn't. A reunion of our characters after all they went through would have been nice to see. While I get that Zero, 2 and Heroes sacrificed themselves to, save the others and later reincarnated as children. Dude, that does not make it a happy ending. Our original Squad 13 is long gone at this point, and does reincarnation even count as having our original characters? No. Now, while the anime finished in around 6 months or so, the manga lasted for 2 years, if I'm reading this correctly. And guess what? They did it. They didn't include all that bullshit from the anime and kept it short and sweet. Gave us a happy ending and that's it. My only problems with the manga are the anime is way more famous and recognizable, which in turn overshines the manga. Number 2, not many people know there even is a manga. And number 3, people may think it has the same flaws and ending as the anime and they won't even bother reading it. And it makes me sad how my first and favorite anime of all time is just a laughingstock on the internet because of how bad they f***ed up. I'm actually so sad that I went ahead and got the last volume of the manga to remind me what the actual ending is. Here it is. Let me just show you. Now it is in Italian since I live in Italy, but here it is. This ending is so much better. That's it. It's a happy and simple ending with no bullshit ass alien. If you haven't seen the anime, watch it till like episode 14 or 15 and read the manga from there. Trust me. I love Darling the Franxx and I always will. Most people like it for 02, which fair enough. So yeah, no, 7 years later, it's still controversial, that's for sure. Not many people are criticizing it this much anymore, but the voices of those who like it aren't heard at all. If you look at 2020 numbers, oh shoot. So yeah, the main point of this video is if it's standing up 7 years later, and I gotta tell you, it's not. And while others may find the romance secondhand embarrassing, I think it's actually pretty good. hate romantic movies and shows, but this is the only one that I haven't cringed at all. One thing that could definitely use fixing is its ending and just the whole second part of this show. So maybe a future video. I usually don't fight for a game or show this badly, except for Terraria, that's peak. But honestly, this anime changed my view on things for the better. This show really changed my life and I won't forget it ever. And after Donning the Franxx, I watched many more anime. And while maybe some of them were better than Donning the Franxx, I will cherish this franchise forever. If Donning the Franxx ever got a remake or a live action, you know I'm gonna be waiting until it's available like a little goblin. And if it doesn't, I might as well just get a body pillow, I guess. In my last video, I was talking about getting the most powerful sword in Skyblock, but I also mentioned a bow that rivaled the Hyperion, and the disrespect I gave to this bow is unforgivable. I didn't say its name, I didn't say what it does, and I didn't say how you obtain it. Its name? The Terminator. Oops. The Terminator. It is a powerful bow obtained from Enderman Slayer. What is Enderman Slayer? Basically, Slayers are quests given by this beautiful man named Maddox. He challenges you to go different types of mobs and kill them until you spawn a much bigger and stronger version of itself. There are 6 types of Slayers: Zombie, Spider, Wolf, Enderman, Blaze, and Vampire. Yeah, we'll talk about that in another video. Now, all of these Slayers are quite useful, but this bow is obtained in the Enderman Slayer category. Each Slayer category has 4 tiers, or 5, it really depends, with each tier getting stronger and giving more XP and also better drops. Now in Skyblock, all weapons require a rare drop. It was the Necron handle for the Hyperion. For the Terminator, it is the Judgment Core. Looks quite familiar, doesn't it? Now the Terminator isn't just the rival of the Hyperion because of its strength, but because how difficult it is to obtain. First, of course, you gotta get lucky, and while the other stuff for the Hyperion, well, requires even more luck, the Terminator requires sheer willpower to actually grind the stuff. And if you check the wiki on how to craft it, you need this very rare core and then some other stuff. It doesn't seem too bad, right? Until you click this little expand button right here, 16,000 tarantula web, then you need 600,000 flint. Next we need 6.5 million lapis lazuli. Oh my, 1 million ender pearls. Okay, these aren't too bad. 1 million obsidian, 5 million nether quartz. Okay, this is absurd, bro. The amount of resources that is in vanilla Minecraft would be about this much. This is the nether quartz that you would need. Yeah, every single one of them is full. So now you see why this is ridiculously hard to obtain. Not only do you have to be lucky, but you also got to rot your brain away. But don't we already do that? So why not grind it out, right? Now, thankfully, these items can be bought from the bazaar and the auction house, like the Hyperion. Except what I didn't mention with the Hyperion as well. These have requirements. The requirement for the Hyperion is a floor 7 completion. You just complete every single floor before and that's basically it. Now to get to Enderman Slayer level 7, you need level 1, level 2, level 3. It's basically the same. Sounds pretty simple. Except for one thing. Each tier gives different amount of XP. Tier 1 gives 5, Tier 2 gives 25, Tier 3 gives 100, and Tier 4 gives 500. Now for level 1 you need 5 XP. You just complete the Tier 1 and boom, already level 1. This will be pretty easy, right? Until you get to level 5, where you need 5,000 experience. You just need 10 Tier 4s. Except killing Tier 4s is a pretty hard task. An unprepared person will stand no chance. The Tier 4 hits so hard, you will miss mom's slippers hitting your ass. That's pretty bad, isn't it? Now after you unlock level 5, you still need 2 more levels. How hard could it be? Level 6, 20,000 experience. Level 7, 100,000. Now if we do some quick math, we can achieve this number. This is how many Tier 4s you need. On paper, this doesn't seem like too much, except it's a lot. And this is just to get to level 7. I already obtained level 5 from just Tier 1s. Yeah, I was desperate and it took 7 straight hours. I didn't really do YouTube back then, so I did have the time, but now I would be murdered. Somebody would send a hitman to my house because I haven't uploaded for so long. I can't do that anymore. But Anyway, it's fine. In 2023, May, I finally unlocked level 7. I don't have too much footage of me killing them as I didn't even know I would get this bow or that I would be making this video. Now after getting level 7, I just stopped. All that grinding for, in the end, nothing. At this point, I could only start grinding for the Judgment Core. This was the moment that I should be grinding, no? But I became weak and I quit grinding for it. 2023, September 7th. This is when I came back to Enderman Slayer. The day before I bought all my gear back and I started grinding. I was in a call with Dancy, who you may know from previous videos, and I was explaining to him how hard killing T4s are. And after explaining it to Dancy, I stopped my screen share, I killed one more boss, in a total of 20 bosses after hitting level 7, and I got it. I got it? Now Dancy said something along the lines of, yeah, he did not believe me. Right when I stopped the screen share, I dropped an incredibly rare item that is not real, but it was. Now this felt unreal because before this, the only good thing I dropped was a Phoenix pet, which I don't even have a screenshot of. And now this, basically my first RNG drop, is a Judgment Core. On my 20th boss, somebody gets a Judgment Core at level 9 Enderman, which takes 1,000,000 XP. Let's do some quick math again. 1,000,000 XP. That is 2,000 bosses. Of course, I couldn't craft the bow or buy it, so I sold the core, bought the Hyperion, used it for a while, farmed some money, and after that, I bought it. I got the Terminator. And in my last video, I mentioned that I sold everything valuable for that sword, but I didn't mention that I sold the Terminator. Why? Because I didn't! Just check out my inventory and boom, there you go. Terminator. Nice. And now that I got it, what did I learn? What is the Terminator good for? Well, the Hyperion is good for basically everything that you can think of. Everything combat, farming, bestiary, dungeons, some slayers even. What is the Terminator good for? Well, it's good for dungeons, that's for sure, but that equalizes out with the Hyperion. So then what else is this bow good for? Yeah, baby. Pew, 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 pew. So yeah, 700 million coins to shoot dragons faster. And I didn't even get first place, what the hell? So, was it all worth it? All that grind before? Not too many sacrifices like the hype, but still, was it worth it? I mean, to be fair, yeah. One thing I didn't tell you about the Terminator is that it's so broken that the admins had to just do something before releasing it. So now if you hold it, your crit chance is divided by 4. So most of the time, you didn't even crit on these shots. These are puny damages done, and yet it's still this OP. So what did we actually learn today? If you have money, you are very powerful. And the saying that money doesn't buy happiness is absolute bullshit. So, solo leveling. Some people hate it, some people love it. In-betweens? No, not really. This video will only be covering the anime, since I haven't read the manhwa fully or the light novel, and, you know, I'm not an expert. The story takes place on Earth, where there are gates. These gates hold special monsters that you have to kill, or else they will come to Earth, and they will start, you know, destroying stuff, killing humans. Because of this, humanity, you know, managed to find a way to kill these monsters, and I believe almost everybody on Earth has an awakening where they get a certain amount of magical power, like mana in a game, and that's it. No changing. Depending on how much magical power you have, you get a rank from E all the way to S. And so it is called hunting, because you hunt down monsters. Pretty simple. The loot you get from these dungeons can also be sold for real money. This means hunting is a job. Hunter gets a whole new meaning, as it's not only just, you know, hunting for animals, but also for loot. Then we have our main character, Sung Jin-woo. He is an E rank, which is the lowest and is apparently the weakest hunter on the planet. Damn. But anyway, he goes into, I believe, a D rank dungeon, which is the second lowest. You know, it's pretty weak. Turns out to be a double dungeon with an opponent that's impossible to defeat. Heck, it doesn't even seem like you're supposed to defeat it. Anyway, he gets killed. Or does he? He ends up waking up in a hospital with a magical screen. Basically, what you would see in video games, a menu. It tells him that he's the player, he has quests and everything. And you know where this is going? He's going to level up. and that's where the name comes. If he levels up, puts points in his skills and such, he can easily surpass anyone, basically infinite potential in this world. He will become overpowered as fuck. But anyway, that's it for the plot. Finally, let's get on with what people think and what I think of the story. I'm without a script here. Yeah, I'm just going to improvise everything. So first off is people loving it. It is animated by A1 Pictures, who makes insane anime. They're pretty well known. And the animation, especially on the show and the fight scenes, is insane. Yeah, you can see why a lot of people love it. Why people hate it is a different question. Basically, it's all just Sung Jin-woo, because he is the only one who levels up. He gets, you know, the most attention, he gets more powerful, the others stay. Basically, other than personality, nothing in this anime can change. Only he can change. He is, you know, the main character, but also the only character. Solo Leveling is absolutely not afraid to kill off characters. Dude, almost all the characters we saw in the first, like, 3 or 4 episodes are gone. And those who survived and everything were retired. Are we for real? And then after that, we finally start getting, you know, more characters. We start learning who is who. But dude, okay, like, we get it. Sung Jin-woo is important, but damn. And also, a lot of people hate it for the story, right? Like, what is the point? If you do read the light novel or the manhwa, you can see that there is an actual storyline. I don't find it too original, but there is a storyline. The anime is just... there's too little amount of episodes. They could have made 24 episodes in a season, but they instead made 12, which means we are pretty far from knowing what, you know, this whole system is, why these magical beasts are attacking humans, etc. Of course, the whole story and the manhwa is finished, right? There's the whole story, you can read it online, or you can buy the books. Anyway, yeah, a lot of people hate on soloing because all it is really just aura farming, and they are kind of right. You see, another thing I want to point out is really the boss fights. Like, in video games, there are bosses at the end of dungeons. And when the main character is there, who you know will survive, there is no tension or pressure or anything. Anything that's going to happen is pretty much meaningless, as he will win eventually. And what really pisses me off is the way he wins. The memes are kind of true. When Sung Jin-woo meets an opponent that is way stronger than him, guess how he defeats it? Not by getting help from others, no. The opponent is stronger? No problem. I will just get stronger. Out of nowhere. What? If the name is read above in a video game, that means that no matter how many times you fight it, you will not win because you're not strong enough. You are not on its level, or you're not above it. Because then it would be either orange or white. We can see that in the anime. Guess what? He becomes stronger somehow and then defeats it. Are we dead ass? How does bro get stronger in the middle of a fight? And that's really what pisses a lot of people off, and I'm not really that pissed. I like when shows are glazing a main character. This is just too much. This is way too much. Like I said, I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but I may mention a few things because there is no way that I can leave out details from season 2. So yeah, a few more things about solo leveling is also the whole meme about the other characters.
So what about characters though?
Oh yeah, there's gonna be cool side characters and everything, yeah.
Well, that's cool, so what are their names?
I don't know.
If you pay attention to the show, you can remember names other than the summons, you know. Oh, maybe I spoil that. But there are a lot of characters who have pretty memorable names, like Jinwoo, Gina.
Oh, brother!
But really, the side characters are sometimes just so not interesting at all. Who the hell is this guy? This is in season 2, but I'm not gonna put a spoiler because as of now, in the anime, he has absolutely no purpose. We get teasers of many characters who we don't end up seeing because guess what? The season ends, and apparently season 3 has not been confirmed yet. Come on, bro. Another quick word that I want to talk about is the awards, which I don't want to get too much into because 1, I didn't watch it, and 2, that's where Solo Leveling's hate comes from the most. Because you see a lot of people, you know, think it's a good anime, but the amount of awards it received
was an over-exaggeration. And guess what? It received Anime of the Year award for Season 1. Hello? Season 1 was still good, don't get me wrong if you're thinking about watching it. But it is nowhere near Anime of the Year. With Season 2 included, I may have been like, you know what? I get why. But Season 1? The fans of Solo Leveling, those who knew it before the anime released, are cool people. Those who became fans after the anime, including me, I'm gonna be honest, they are always horrible people. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not surprised that a lot of people hate on Solo Leveling, not just because they find it, unoriginal, but because of the community. And really, those who actually like Solo Leveling, they have completely lost the reputation because fans like this exist. And so the last thing is, every single show that I watch, I have to touch on it. That's the music. I'm ascending. Holy shit, the music is so good. You get chills. There are some horror farming moments where the music absolutely hits, and it's so good that it's there because it's so good. So anyway, that's all I wanted to yap about today. If you want to subscribe for anime, this is not the place because I'm not, fully anime. I want to make more, review videos. I reviewed Arcane, where my take is absolutely horrible. I would delete that video. But ever since then, I've been practicing a bit, and I've been looking at shows in a more analytical way. If you agree with this or have any other words about Solo Leveling, go down ahead in the comments. Tell me your honest opinion. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to yap about. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Pokemon games have been a part of our childhood, and probably everybody played a Pokemon game, whether it be a game for mobile or a mainline game. So today I decided to rank every single mainline Pokemon game. Here we have the ranks, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. Okay, so let's start off with Pokemon Red and Blue. These are iconic games. They are the first ones to be released for the Game Boy. So I don't have all of them physically, but I did play a lot of them on emulators. Pokemon Red and Blue, they were ahead of their time. Comparing them to newer games, they are of course lacking a lot of things. But hey, not gonna lie, they are pretty well done. The game is very simple. A lot of people will hate me, but this is a C. It is an average game, and C does not mean it's bad. And honestly, Pokemon Yellow is basically the same, except you get Pikachu as a starter, and they change up a few things, but very minor. Honestly, I think it's the same. Really, I didn't see a difference. There may be differences, and I'm just stupid. Next up is Pokemon Silver and Gold. This is the first Pokemon game on the Game Boy Color. This means that there are colors now, woo! And yeah, this introduced a lot more things, well, mostly Pokemon, really. I do have the digital version on the 3DS, and not gonna lie, it was so fun. It was really fun. Before Silver, I played like, the modern games, and yet I still liked it a ton. One thing about older Pokemon games is they have a lot of features that are just annoying as fuck. So when a Pokemon is poisoned and I walk, why does it have to take damage? But yeah, this goes into a B. It may even go to an A, because I had a lot of fun with it. And next up is Pokemon Crystal. I did not play this. I don't know if there are any differences. So while I didn't play it, I will still put it in the same level. They say that it is better, but really in this perspective, I'm an outsider because I did not play it. I played its older counterparts, so who knows. Next up is Ruby and Sapphire. Again, these were amazing games. I will get to one a bit later, but these were so good. These were very good games. This is when I started to feel connected to the Pokemon. This is when the graphics got better as well, so, more pixels. And yeah, it really gave Pokemon personalities at that point. I love the music. Owen is a good generation, and it has so good Pokemon. The legendaries I love as well. So this is going into an A. This is just getting better. Pokemon Emerald was, I don't know why, but I loved it.
It was so good. It was better than Ruby and Sapphire, and I think it goes into a low S. I think it's more fun. Now Colosseum I have not played. Next up is Fire Red and Leaf Green. They are remakes of the first generation, and they are very, very, very similar to, you know, the Gen 3 ones, since they were remade for that purpose, so they are updated. Yeah, anyway, I'm just yapping. Honestly, I wasn't really a big fan of these ones. These were still good, but I don't know, they didn't still pull me in. They were never really my favorite. Gen 1 is not, I don't really prefer Gen 1 over anything really. Next up is Pokemon XD. I think I've played this, but I don't remember anything, so I'm just gonna put in haven't played. Next up is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. You know, I started all three. Yeah, and I'm quite unemployed. Not gonna lie, these two didn't really hit for me. Platinum, on the other hand, I'm just gonna get straight into it, is way better. Made improvements, and then these are low C, almost D. Next up is Heart Gold and Soul Silver, a game that I had fun getting a remake. It could only get better, right? It did. It did. I do not know which version I played. I probably continued with Silver, and this goes into a lower A. I think this was a very fun game. Next up is Pokemon Black and White. I prefer Zekrom, and thankfully I played Pokemon White. And I don't know, this game is really pushing pixel art to its limit. And also the fact that this was the first Pokemon game that actually didn't let you play with Pokemon from previous generations. You first had to defeat the champion, and then after that I think that you could encounter Pokemon from previous generations, which, yeah, I don't really remember. I played this a long time ago, but I was not really a big fan of that. Yeah, but the Pokemon are good, so don't get me wrong. I think this is going like probably below, and there's Black 2 and White 2 where they swap them back to its, you know, correct order. So Black has Zekrom and then White has Reshiram. I think this update really improved the game, and I liked it much more. My experience with it is much better. Okay, so ever since recording this video in June, I've been seeing comments and videos about Black and White and how great it is. So I decided that, you know what, while editing this video, I'm going to play the game. And you know what? This game does not deserve B. It deserves a high A. It's pretty good. You know what? I'm changing my mind, but the original one still goes in B, because I like the sequel more. And next up is X and Y. So, okay, this is where it gets controversial. And honestly, I mean, this list is pretty controversial, even just looking at it. I think X and Y was the best era for Pokemon. Like, the Pokemon were good. The new type, animated series was peak. The fights, Greninja. Yeah, I'm glazing, but hey, it's Greninja, bro. It's like the Song Jinbu of Pokemon. Anyway, Pokemon X and Y. Next up is Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, I have it digitally on the 3DS, and dude, this game is so fucking fun. I can't get enough. The Mega Evolutions, those little like Hoopa rings, I think that's where you can catch legendaries. It's so good. The whole like fight with Deoxys is so epic. Like, you catch Rayquaza and then you can immediately go to space. I like that. There was one time where I didn't like space, but that's an older video, come on. Anyway, next up is Pokemon Sun and Moon. So Moon was actually my first Pokemon game when I got the 3DS. Not gonna lie, Sun and Moon felt like a demo. This game felt incomplete. Like, one example that quickly comes off my head is how you catch a Necrozma. You beat the Elite Four, and then you go onto an island. You go into this patch of grass with Ripple, and then it felt like they didn't know when or where to introduce Necrozma. Even though, if we look at lore and how strong he is, he's a fucking beast. And then almost immediately, I think they also released Ultra Moon. I remember waiting for it because I knew that this would be an improvement. And this is why Sun and Moon goes into low C. Because Ultra Moon fucking carried the whole Alola region, okay? They actually introduced a way to catch Necrozma normally. Connecting to the lore, you get to see older Pokemon. This wormhole riding is so much fun. It was so much fun to play with this game, and a lot of people will probably not agree with me. I think this is an S tier game.
It fixed so many things from Sun and Moon. This is better. I think it's just superior. Next up is Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. When I first heard that they finished making Pokemon games for the 3DS and they were moving to the Switch, I was devastated. I was genuinely sad because I didn't have a Switch and I didn't want one. Yeah, when I got my PC, I was, super happy. A year later, I realized that emulators exist. So, you know what I did. And guess what? This was pretty ass. I was waiting all those years to play mid. I don't like Gen 1, like I said, and this one just sealed the deal. Next up is Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I haven't played these. Why? I have no idea. I will probably play it after I stop recording. So yeah, that's a big blunder. Next up is Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, so I have the physical copy of Violet, and I'm pretty disappointed. Now, I may have played these games the wrong way, because every time I go to a gym, for some reason, the gym leader had Pokemon that were 10 levels above mine. But guess what? My Pokemon were 5 levels above the threshold, meaning that sometimes they ignored my ass. So I need to get even more levels when they are already above the limit that they listen to me. Why? The evil team of this game, I don't even remember what they are called, absolutely sucks. The only actual saving for Violet is that I spent money on it, so I'm biased. Because if I emulated this game, I would have given it at least... I would have given it F. But since I spent money on it, I will give this a D. What else can I say to save this game from D? Fuck nothing. Next up is... I can't even see that image. Oh, it's the Gen 4 remakes. I have not played these. I saw a lot of gameplay of it, and I hate this chibi style, bro. They just look derpy and fucking goofy, and I don't like that. Next up is Legends Arceus. I haven't played this game. It is open world too, a lot of changes to Pokemon, and yeah, I looked at gameplay, and this seems actually fun. So I would put it into one of these tiers, but I didn't play it. And then next up is Legends ZA, which didn't like come out a few months ago. Yeah, I haven't played this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyways, I may switch around a few things. I'll get back to you when I finish. And so here is the final list that I ended up making. But anyways, a few notes to make is that please don't spread my ass cheeks. This tier list is my opinion, and I'm quite biased for the newer games. If any of y'all recommend that I play one of these games here in the haven't played section, I would love to listen to your opinion. Yeah, that's it for today. If you agree with this tier list, make sure to like. If you didn't, comment down below why. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace. So we've all heard of the Online Safety Act, collective shout, payment methods deciding on what you can pay for, and many more. What is actually going on? So not only is Big Brother watching now, but we are basically going to lose all our games if collective shout actually wins. So let's start off from the beginning. The Online Safety Act is basically a law, well, it's an act, right, that requires basically every single site to verify your ID that you are old enough to use its services. Except this is a complete lie, because it asks on platforms even where there basically is no 18 plus content like that. It's music, bro. Why is Spotify asking for this? And this is going on in America as well now. YouTube asking for age verifications, which I don't understand the point of, because YouTube Kids exists for a reason. So yeah, but apparently this Online Safety Act is to protect the kids, which it obviously doesn't. It just makes everything a whole lot harder to access, and you gotta give up your ID. Dude, I'm even afraid to give my friend, my IRL friend, my own Valorant account, let alone my ID to some website. That is actually crazy. You can't even buy a game on Steam. Then there is Collective Shout, a feminist Australian group that is basically trying to protect women, take down stuff
that is inappropriate towards women or insulting, anything like that, which is totally that is totally fair. Except the way they do it is of course attack gaming, bro. Come on, what? I wouldn't be surprised if these people were moms that of course were like,
has kids and teens competing to kill each other on screen and desensitizing them to violence.
do you all remember that? It's like Fortnite is bad. It was a whole trending in 2018. Like, I'm sorry Australians, I know y'all are watching. I'm sorry that your reputation is going down because of these. And since Steam was like, well, all of these games are 1, fiction, these are not real, and 2, they are marked as, you know, 18 plus, so you know, not many people can buy it anyway. They didn't do anything. So they went to these payment processors, MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, the big 3, right? And they managed to make them their good boys, and they actually listened to them. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know who these people are, but there's no way that they are this powerful. This is insane. Like, what is going on? PayPal also as well against Steam. Now you can't use basically any currency other than the ones listed here, which is not a lot. The thing is that some of these payment processors are also, they are just saying like, yeah, we don't want our reputation ruined. Why are they trying to protect their reputation if they aren't even doing anything? Like, I don't think like anybody cares. I think if you buy a bad game or something very offensive, it's the developer and the creator that is losing reputation, not the payment processor. Like, yeah, when I buy a shitty product, I of course pay MasterCard. Fuck MasterCard, bro. They're selling me this shit. It doesn't make any sense. Then there's also the Roblox controversy, where a YouTuber named Schlep tried to catch predators on Roblox. There are a shit ton of them, they're all creeps, and so he tried to help the community by catching them, getting them arrested, and more, right? He was a victim as well. You know what Roblox did? They banned his ass and then threatened to sue. Who in their right mind bans somebody for catching a pred? Except now Roblox is getting sued, and this is, I think, the most unexpected downfall, I think, this year, this decade. Roblox. I thought the game would die because something better comes out. Maybe Fortnite succeeds with this whole Roblox 2.0 thing. No, their downfall is that they are probably predators themselves, and they like it. Wow, that's a big ass plot twist. But anyway, what is actually going on? There's also like more controversy towards Minecraft, which I didn't look into, but I just got news of it. Like, yeah, I'm pretty slow. Hey, I've been on vacation, and this is the first thing I'm seeing on YouTube when I got home. Even Minecraft, I think, is getting cooked. What is going on in the world today? Censorship is at an all-time high, and to be fair, this is not good. I think the Prime Minister of Spain asked if, like, what was it? Here it is on screen, like something with being anonymous on the internet, that they like shouldn't exist basically. Does this man use the internet at all? Not gonna lie, he looks like the person who would type Google into Google so that he can get to Google, and then he searches up like Pokemon Rule 34. They're basically trying to get rid of anonymity. Oh shit, bro. They're basically trying to stop people from being anonymous on the internet. That is absolutely not a good thing. They're basically trying to say that you should flash all your data on the internet. And I've heard that a lot of people post videos like this, calling, you know, these censorships out, and then absolutely not getting their videos recommended. So if this video cannot be seen, then then that's a problem. But anyways, thank you for watching. I'm not going to ask for a subscription. I just yapped and ranted the whole video, so hopefully it was entertaining. If you have opinions too, comment down below what you think, because I think this is dystopian. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. When you were just a small kid, what did you think of romance? Your first thought was probably, that's disgusting. I like superheroes. And that's what I thought too. Until I saw romance anime. Holy. And here's the thing, I'm not alone in experiencing this. So, what makes romance anime so popular and so good. You know, there are way more experts on this topic. There are probably millions of people who've seen hundreds of romance anime, and you know, I'm here with just a couple in my pocket, and yet I am completely in a loophole of finding a romance anime, watching it, getting depressed, and the loop just continues. Actually addicting. There are almost no videos discussing this topic, and Reddit posts are, as usual, very useful. So I think we should start off with talking about this. In the West, romance stuff is made for, you know, women with female main characters, so women relate to them more. Guys don't really want to touch that. So, you know, action for men, romance for women stayed for a long time until this hatred for anime suddenly stopped. A lot of people are okay with if you watch it, nobody cares anymore. And oh boy, did it spread like wildfire. Shonen was basically the dominant genre all over the world, right? It's action. But if you look at social media, all of a sudden we see that romance anime is completely dominating right now. And the reason for it, it's probably Japan is notorious for having lonely people. But the thing is, loneliness is not exclusive to Japan, just so you know. And because of this, people are watching more and more romance anime. And some people even self-insert them into these situations, so they actually think they're in a relationship. Now, romance anime probably also boosts the dopamine of a lot of people, because if you watch this show and this doesn't make you smile, you may be a bit depressed, bro. But anyway, a lot of people are still lonely, and they're probably in this loophole because it's basically like a coping mechanism, maybe. Like seeing other people have like being in a relationship, you think that you can get it as well someday. I don't know. This is what I personally feel, and I think a lot of people do as well. There is a romance anime for anyone out there. There is a RAM, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, where multiple characters fall in love with one character, you know, usually the main one. There is, you know, science fiction, which is basically right behind me over there. There is also this mess, which I will not be mentioning on this channel anymore. You guys are sick, bro. Why did y'all say this in the comments? Two bigger categories of these is high school romance and adult romance. Adult meaning that it's basically... And high school romance is for teens. But yeah, there is anything for anyone. And so now, the last thing, which is probably the longest part of this video, is people searching anime characters in real people. You will not find a 02, bro. Trust me. That's not how it works. It's a pixel on the screen or ink on a paper. You will not find someone like them. Now, romance anime is also called Gooner anime. That is because, mostly in the high school romance category, authors sometimes forget that these are underage characters, so they are sometimes put in situations where it is kinda not normal to be in. And there are a lot of sick people out there, especially grown-ass men, looking at these characters in a very bad way. So yeah, if you watch romance anime, you may be associated with some of these people, even if you just want to watch a show. And just because there are cons to romance anime does not mean that you shouldn't watch them. In my opinion, it is one of the best genres out there. Right now, it is a beating shonen as well. You know, romance beating action is pretty unheard of. So what is the conclusion, the point of this video? Romance anime is pretty famous because there are a lot of lonely people out there who don't have relationships, who can't really talk to people, or antisocial, and this gives them that feeling that, you know, maybe happiness is out there, or maybe this itself gives them happiness. At this point, I'm becoming an anime channel, but no, if you want to watch exclusively anime, this is not the place to do it. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you agreed, make sure to like. If you disagree or have, you know, more information, maybe you have a couple of ideas, then go ahead, put them in the comments, because if it's not degenerate, I will reply to every single one. So, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw this video pop up. Oh no. Oh no.
you can actually trade up to knives now. So I've been wanting to do another CS video lately, and well, I guess this is it. October 23rd, which is today as of recording, brought the newest update to CS. They brought back a game mode and other changes, but the main thing is that now, if you put in fight covered skins, whether it be stat track or no, you can get a knife or glove from that collection. What? The reason that this is actually game changing is because there are some covered items that cost €1. This means that if you can get 5 of those, you can get a knife for $5. That is crazy. So I'm going to go into a bit of an explanation mode here for those who don't really play CS or don't really understand this. You can get a knife by opening cases. Usually it is 1 in 400 cases. So if we mathematically look at this, you need to open 400 cases for one knife or glove, depending on what type of case you open. The thing is that cases cost money, usually from 40 cents all the way to $100 for one case. Then there's the key that you have to buy, which is again around $2, $2.50. So if you plan on opening 400, that will cost you about $3 per case. So $1,200 for a knife / glove. And that's how it always has been. It's a rare item. With this change, that completely changes. Because as I said before, $5 for a knife. That is a tad bit less than 1.2k. Just a little bit. You know, not too much. First, there was this Genesis Links or like these laptops that were like completely garbage. They had no knife. And now everybody has a knife. Is it a good change? Not really. You see, at first these knives were not marketable, were not tradable at all. Everybody thought that they would not be tradable. It would kind of be like renting skins or you know how it is. Except after a while, people realized that the not marketable and not tradable tags were gone. This means that you can actually trade and market the knives. Meaning that if you were lucky enough and you had enough reds, you could sell multiple knives that are worth $5 in reality for thousands of dollars. And those that had knives from the start, very expensive ones, they are now worth Thankfully, I don't own knives, but I own cases. What's the problem? Cases are now basically useless because back then you had to open cases to get knives or gloves. But now you can just trade up and get a guaranteed one for $100. Reds are now completely broken on the market. They are all $30 and above. Like I said before, the cases are useless. And this makes the prices go absolutely below an ant's ass. And I invested quite a bit in these. So, you know, what will happen to cases? That was the first thing that popped up in my mind. I immediately checked all my skins, what they are worth. And oh boy, that's bad. But, you know, I don't think that this will last for long. The red and pink prices, I think absolutely. They will stay for at least a week. Case prices, I don't think so. That is because you can get reds from trading up pink skins. You can get pinks by trading up purple skins. And you can get purple skins by trading up blue skins. Very simple. But how do you get blue skins? That is by opening cases. And you can get blue skins from the weekly drop, but those are not in collections that include knives. As for pink skins too, they are all $3 and above. You need 10 pinks for red, and all reds are like $30, so that makes complete sense. Let me tell you, this update will change the game forever. So if you had your entire life savings in knives, well, please don't go on the highway. Some people put a lot of money into this. Some people even have their whole balances in CS skins. And when they need money, they sell and boom, they got money. But not anymore, because a knife is basically worth a baguette. So then, to finish this video off, no, I am not a skin expert. I researched skins a while back ago, and you know, the market keeps changing, especially with updates like this. And investing, I'm completely shit at it. Like, you show me a graph like this and I can't read it. But I don't think that this will last for long. So I don't really recommend buying like red skins now to trade up, as knives will go down anyway. I'm not a psychic, so I can't tell future prices. Don't take this video as advice. There are probably already multiple people posting this, but I just had to make this video. I'm part of the CS community too. And you know, I may not be the most liked, but this update is insane. So yeah, as for my cases, I will probably, you know, still hang on to them. I don't think I will sell. Maybe I'll even open them in a future video if they actually become worthless. So subscribe to see that, I guess. But yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. If you have a computer, you probably have an operating system called Windows on it. But lately, so many people have been switching to another operating system called Linux. It is open source, very customizable, free, no bloatware, which just means no useless stuff. And if you choose the right distribution, as there are multiple versions basically, you can be insanely productive. Of course, everything good has its downsides too, like a lot of apps are not supported, meaning some of your favorite apps or games cannot be used and played, like Adobe that I literally used to make this video. Some distributions are hard to learn if you're switching from another operating system, very scary to install at times, and once you use it, you can't shut the f up about it. Now, after looking at this list, I came to the conclusion that I could just have both. This is, however, a very spooky and scary process.
So right now I am just grabbing the free space. And now we wait.
So before installing though, you need to do a lot of research on what distribution to choose. It can be the simplest like Linux Mint and Ubuntu, which kind of look like Windows, not gonna lie. You can have Kali, which I heard is very hacky, and you can hack the Matrix and stuff, I don't know. And if you want the absolute CBT OS, then Arch Linux is perfect. Now, just to say that my first distro of Linux is the hardest one. While still making things easy for myself, I decided to opt for Omarchy. Something that's normally not difficult at all to install, and also not the most liked by the Linux community. The problem with Omarchy is that it installs itself on a whole drive. So if you have one drive and want Omarchy along with Windows, well, sucks for you because it's not possible. Or is it? By manually installing Omarchy using Arch, you can actually install it to partitions. This also means that it goes from 0 difficulty to very difficult once again.
And so now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hit Arch install. Bang. Whoa. Oh, okay. Oh, come on. It's still going. It's been like 10 minutes now. Bruh. And we are in.
Okay, so I managed to get OBS working. Learn key bindings, Super K. Let's see. So Super is supposed to be the Windows key, and there are a lot of things. Okay, let's start off with Super Enter. That's the terminal. And Super W closes. Very nice. File Manager. Okay, yeah, we'll need that. Universal Copy Paste Cut. What? I should probably read the manual. Okay, so Windows Alt Space. Let's install some Zen browser. Here it is. And that was pretty fast. So now if there we go. It works. Anyways, I want to continue my tutorial and there is no audio. Why is everything using my microphone? RV that ass. Okay, so now I need to reboot. So then, if it works, I'm going to be recording on Windows, and if it doesn't, I will be recording on my phone.
Okay, so no, I didn't test it yet, but this is to show you that yes, here it is, Windows Boot Manager. Please, I hope it works.
Oh my god, it's actually working. If I look here, yeah, I have everything. Partitions are well set. So, Windows works. I don't know where my wallpaper is, but hey, it works.
And now we're going to try Linux. Let's see if it actually lets us, because I don't know, man. Well, okay, that was faster than Windows, that's for sure. So now that we know that it works, let's explore what apps there are. Whoa. Okay, there are a few things that I don't really need, which you may call bloatware, but there are also a lot of things that are pretty useful, like Obsidian, which we will open right now. To-do list. Customize Hyperland, basically this window manager. Customize Wayland, which, wait, no, Waybar, which is basically this taskbar right here. Customize background. Install Lunar client with mods, because I want to play Skyblock. Make a web app. What else? Customize the terminal. Customize e-binds. And this is really just a chore list, isn't it? It's all customization. Communicate with someone. Basically like Discord or WhatsApp. Now, I think the one that makes the most sense should go up here. That should do it. Now, the most logical thing to do is to read the manual. But that's not what we are going to do. Maybe that is what we are going to do. Okay, wait, I got a new idea. Clean the bloatware. Hyperland conf. Controls key bindings default. Yeah, that's what we need. Now, there is an easy way to access these, which is by super alt space. Setup. Config. Hyperland. Boom. I'm a genius. Wait, I'm in the wrong place. Oh, key bindings. Now, this is what we need. Now, let's press I for insert. And then we change this to Q. And now escape, colon, and then WQ. There we go. And now super Q should, yes, open up the terminal. Anyways, it's getting kind of late, so I will continue this later. Until then, bye-bye. Okay, so it's been a few days, but now we're back. And let's open up our to-do list. Let's see what we should do. Let's start with an easy one. Clean the bloatware. So as you can see, we got a ton of web apps and just stuff that I don't really use. I don't even know what some of these do. If you go into this menu and then remove web apps. Okay, whoa. There are 2 pages. Okay, so I don't want ChatGPT. Whoa, that was an instant. Let's remove some more, but wait, didn't I just remove this? Okay, so Control A, select all, and we can keep YouTube and GitHub, sure. The rest can go. And so now if we check, yeah, a lot of things are missing. Also, I almost forgot, we should mark this as completed, which, okay, there are no emojis in Obsidian, but I believe there's an emoji picker, yep. Super Control E, check. Yeah, check mark, there it is. Oh, it's probably on the clipboard? Yeah, so 1 down. Let's make a web app this time. So install web app. Let's create a new web app. You can start with the app launcher. Okay, name. Let's name it after my channel. Let's insert the link right here. Boom, and icon URL. Well, we need to open Zen for that. By the way, with super left click, you can move windows around. And so if I right click and then copy image link, and if I paste that in there, I don't know if that's good, but okay. So now apparently, yeah, there it is. Oh, shoot. And there it is. That's so crazy. Now, technically, we already did this, so bang. Next up, let's do the background. And once again, we open the browser. And let's search for a cool background. So Control Alt space and then install style background. And now, if I paste my image in here, we close this. And so now if we press Control super space, it should cycle between backgrounds. Oh, there it... Oh my days. Okay, yeah, so let's stick with this one because it's so low resolution. Okay, I did prepare another one. Paste this in here. And so now, there it is. That's so cool. And we can check this off. Okay, so let's see Lunar client. So super alt space, install. There is gaming, but I don't think... Yeah, there is Minecraft right there. Lunar client. Oh, there it is. And now if we check, yep, okay, log in with Microsoft account, unable to sign in. Interesting. Well, that's great because I can't log in. Well, then let's install gaming, Minecraft. Whoa, that was really fast. What's happening? Why is it so big? That's what she said. I know if Microsoft and yeah, here it works. Why is it so big? Okay, and I'll play on this device. What? Oh, wrong version. And yep, latest release. And yeah, that should work. So this was a fail. No entry. Bam. Anyway, let's communicate with someone. So Discord. And now if we open, and there it is. Now while it's installing, let's set a few more wallpapers. Oh, what? Never mind, this is Discord. It installed. And there it is. Now who should I communicate with? Never mind, I'm going to close this because I have no friends. Anyways, I'm going to install a few more wallpapers. Oh, that's clean. Anyway, communicate with someone is done. And now which one should we do? Let's customize Waybar. Okay, so I've been struggling for a few minutes now and oh, there it is. Alright, let's change the height so it's a bit bigger. That should be double the size. And so now if we write, nothing happened. Maybe if I close. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, this is starting to look pretty good. Now I want to change this to bottom. So we write and quit. Oh, there it is. Now I do want to check it out if I can make it transparent. To just Waybar's opacity, set the opacity property in your style.css file. Okay. Okay, so if I search Waybar, oh, there it is. Style.css. Is this safe to edit though? Okay, so I made a backup. And now let's open with NeoVim. Let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. Background color. Background. What is it supposed to mean? Color. Anyway, let's change it. Maybe the font size to 20. Okay, so I'm guessing that star means the bar. So if I just put in opacity like 0.6. And so now if I write, okay. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. Okay, so I broke the Waybar. How do I fix this? Set it to 1. And so now if you write, okay. Whew. Anyway, let's start stylizing Hyperland. Maybe that will work. And interesting, everything is commented out. And maybe set the gaps to 2 and then 4. Let's do rounding. 8 should be enough. And so if I write, oh, that rounded corner. Ooh. Okay, so let's search up how to make it more transparent. Decoration, inactive opacity. There it is. Inactive opacity should be 0.6. And so now if I write, oh, wow. Maybe let's change it to 0.7. That works way better than I thought. Okay, so customizing Hyperland was a success. And the Waybar was around half of a success. And so now customize the terminal. Okay, so when I tried customizing my laptop's terminal, I bricked it. So I'm a bit scared to do this, but let's not mess up this time. Okay, so if we open the terminal and then vim, actually wait, neovim .bash rc, this should be the terminal's like config file. Wait, what? Don't mess with these directly, just override them here, source. Okay, so should I override them in this file or in .local share? So yeah, adding aliases, functions and stuff should be in the .bash rc, so that's where we were. I also found out that you should modify everything in the .config directory and that we shouldn't really touch those in the .local share. We learned something new. If we now insert the command fast fetch, if you open up the terminal, yeah, okay. Well, let's change the logo now. Okay, so I've already prepared my logo and let's add this to fast fetch. Now I do want to make this an ASCII art, so let's see what we can do. Okay, so voiceover here. Basically, I've struggled for around 40 minutes just trying to get ASCII art to work. But in the end, I found a solution that I think everyone should use for ASCII art. Okay, so there's something called GP2A, which should mean JPEG to ASCII art. Here it is. And so now if I install this, I should have a JPEG to ASCII art converter on the computer. Okay, so now that it's installed, Let's change the directory. And now we're in downloads, okay. And so now we should find our image. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to rename this real quick. And so now if I do... Oh, okay, that looks super good. What are the colors though? Okay, so apparently if I do the same command, but -- colors. Okay, that looks insane. Now I do want to save this. So let's see all the commands. Oh, output, there it is. Write output to a file. That is exactly what we need. So insert the same command, but now with output, set the directory where it should save. Okay, a file appeared, but this is, I think, a bit too big. There is a size variable, so let's change that maybe. So it did override it. It's much smaller. And so now if I do fast fetch logo and the directory, let's use the .txt file. Oh my days, it actually works. Let's tweak it a little bit though. Okay, so now if I open the terminal, it works. That looks crazy. And we can officially mark off the terminal. Wow. To make this list look better, I'm going to delete Lunar Client and instead install Minecraft. That way we can actually tick it off. And so now the final task of this video. Oh man, it's done. So we completed basically everything. Now let's do scoring. So the difficulty is like 7 out of 10. It was pretty difficult, but I thought that it would be at least a 10 out of 10 difficulty, as in insanely difficult. The enjoyment is, let's do an 8.5 out of 10. It was actually fun not knowing what you're doing. The customization is like a 9 out of 10. At first I thought that it would be like 100 out of 10, meaning like you can customize everything. But then I realized that yeah, there are some limitations, which not gonna lie, is pretty natural. And it may go up to a 10 out of 10 if I actually do some more research. The availability for like apps and stuff is actually a 7 out of 10. There are way more apps that are compatible than I thought. But of course, some of my main things are missing, like Adobe apps and some other games. Let's do scariness, which should go into difficulty, but is a 6 out of 10. Setting everything up and possibly bricking your PC makes you bricks, but if you do some research, then it's completely fine. And so overall, what do I think of this operating system? It is a 10 out of 10. But why? Well, you see, while nothing on this list is actually a 10 out of 10, I still liked it so much. The whole process of installing, learning new things, doing research, customizing it to your will, just how it looks, how it feels, all the things that you can actually do, unlike Windows. The productivity with Hyperland is also so good. Learning the keyboard shortcuts can be a bit frustrating, but they are not complicated at all. You can also customize them, so it's not like you're limited to like default settings or stuff. So yeah. So it has once again been a few weeks at this point. I've been looking at tutorials, yes, I've been reading the manual, and yeah, I was wrong about the 9 out of 10 customizability because this is 10 out of 10. It turns out that I was actually stupid, and not just that it wasn't possible. If I actually found the right files and right settings, then it could have worked so much better. I actually made Waybar transparent, I added workspace switching animations. Unfortunately, I still use Windows basically 99% of the time, because this thumbnail, this video, and everything that you're seeing was made in Adobe. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe and comment down below what operating system you use. Is it Linux? Is it Windows? Or perhaps it's Mac? Something that I did not talk about this video, but it may be part of a video in the future. Who knows? Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. But wait. You're still watching? Well, good for you, because the next videos are going to be Linux and the new series on the channel about Terraria Calamity. Hopefully, everyone will enjoy that. As for yapping videos, I don't know, if you guys want that, comment it down below. But yeah, I'm already yapping too much. Bye bye. Oh my days.